guys, welcome back to another video. So in Clash Royale, I've been slowly trying to get to 7k. I reached 6,006 and 900 trophies. I don't know, I've tried to make an effort just for the fun. And yeah, I tried with, like, we got to a point where I kept trying this deck with 3 Muskies back again. And I don't know. It's a little tough, but the rage just for the fun. I have fun with it. And recently I played quite a decent match. And that's basically what I want to show you. It's a match against Logbait, so and this time I played with Sapis instead of free muskies. Only recently I tried to climb up with free muskies because I don't know, it gives like more of a surprise factor into the game, into my opponent. And sometimes my opponent can get a bit lost with what I have right now, because if I have Zappies, and then I show like warrior goods and then the freeze, I might think that I have graveyard, even though it's a bit ridiculous. If I just show you like Zappies, warrior goods, and possibly like free muskies, they don't think that I would have pigs. So maybe the chance of me catching them off guard with the graveyards maybe slightly bigger. And with free muskies, most of the guys get to play poison on top of them, and I get to instantly see in the first opportunities of the match to see if they have like counterish things to graveyard. So yeah, this match against Logbait is one of the toughest decks overall that I can face, because fast cycle decks, including even Hog and Earthquake, are quite annoying to play with a heavy deck, and I feel that are quite annoying to play with any heavy deck. I'm considering heavy like 4.9 to 4.7 or even 5 or above in terms of elixir cost. But yeah, like I said, just for the fun, I kinda like this deck. I like to play with graveyard, and I don't know, maybe like catching my opponents off guard is quite fun for me. I have to be honest. So let's see the match, and I'll tell you my processes, my decisions, and what I think about it. So I played Red hats. When you have like red hats on your hands, it's quite ideal if you have tornado. Like when you start playing with the deck and you want to play red hat first play, if you have tornado in your hands when you play red hat, it can be very very beneficial, because if he plays like lumberjack balloon, I can push it back towards the red hat. If he has Goblin Barrel, I can play Tornado. And yeah, I'm showing this match because I don't know, I made quite very little mistakes, and it was very very accelerated until the very end, and that's basically why I want to show you. Against Logbait, it gets pretty harsh because obviously you don't have much room to play cards, to play like 5 or 6 consecutive cards and play, like you don't have low elixir cards to be constantly playing them. So if he forces me at some point to defend the princess or defend something when I'm low in elixir, it usually gets a bit rough, because okay, when he plays the golden barrel and I have low elixir, if there's nothing to support it, one of my towers can crush it, even if I suffer a bit of damage. But if he plays the princess and I overcommit a bit in elixir, he forces me to respond, and I can lose some massive damage, you know. So yeah, let's just keep moving. I can use. I play Zappies in the back. It's okay, and then I can play the skeleton dragons to defend. No, I'm not. Just see what he plays. I can freeze now. I didn't freeze. It was okay, and like it is also another thing, you know. Try to keep your game intact, you know, even if you separate every bit of damage. Try to keep your plan going, you know. If you play like skeleton dragons, if you play Zappies, there's a good chance for you to attack in the double line and force him to respond something, even if you suffer a bit of damage. And right there, I had the king tower activated, so to defend the goblin barrel is a bit more accessible, and I also have like the skeleton barrel, the skeleton dragons, and I have the Zappies to defend it even better. But yeah, try to keep your game intact and your plans intact. Sometimes you're gonna suffer a bit of damage. If you suffer a bit of damage, it's okay. If you suffer a ton of damage, then you have to change your plan and defend a bit more. But yeah, if you suffer bits of damage here and there, it's alright. There, I could have played the Rain Hat, and maybe futurely I could have defended that princess with the barbarians. But if he starts to tank the princess with the cavalier or whatever it's called, the shoulder, it after that it gets even more rough, you know. So I tried to instantly crush it with the executioner, and these decks against mine work so well, you know. They force me to just defend, and I don't have anything major to kill that princess, you know. I don't have one of those spells, so it gets a little bit tougher as well. Here I'm going to let that princess focus on my rain heads. I don't have that much of a choice while I get to recover some elixir. I can play the skeleton dragons. There you go. Try to muscle make a little bit of a support. I tried there, that didn't work. I tried to it didn't work at all. I tried to use the tornado there, but to just eliminate that princess, but it didn't work out well. However, I still have a chance to defend it quite well, and if I put like the right recruits in order to tank for that princess, and while I get to make the royal goods crash those two goblins, you know, that are on the north of the princess tower, it's probably quite a decent play. You know, I still for a bit of damage, but considering my mistake, it's not too bad. The princess won't hit my tower. If I still need to play something, I play the Zappies and I crush the princess and I make a little bit of pressure again. So yeah, as you can see, this matchup is very tricky, it's very tough, very tough indeed. And I am not making any damage, you know. He's making a lot of progress. I can't play the executioner cost on my towers because most of these decks have rockets, so I can't do it like that. But now I have a good chance to counterattack. I tried to crash that princess. That's why I attack. That's why I attacked the right side. You know, and that freeze wasn't good at all, but it's okay. That skeleton dragon still made a bit of damage, so maybe it was worth it. I can use the Zappies to defend the Glory Barrel a little bit more. Plus, putting the Zappies on more towards the right It's quite the ideal thing when defending the golden barrel, because the king tower and the princess tower will first focus on the goblin that is more towards the left, you know. So playing the zappies like this, it's probably quite the better solution. So here I just keep making pressure on that side. I use the what's it called? I use the freeze to defend that the golden barrel, so I can. So I'm quite forced maybe just use the tornado, see if something happens, see if I can crush that princess or crush some of those goblins, and make a little bit more of damage. There you go. And here is just a matter of just like keep trying, keep pushing. Here I have displayed the skeleton dragons on top of the princess and freeze that. There you go. So a bit of damage, but that's okay. And was quite lucky that other princess didn't focus on my left side tower, but on my right side tower. But either way, what did I said back then? About the zappies, like the zappies it's better to put it more towards the left, because the king tower and the princess tower will focus more on the going towards the right. Okay, that's the right thing. Sometimes I confuse the left and right. Yeah. So, but now that I think about it now in this occasion, even if that princess gave a couple of hits on my right side, that princess tower is not the end of the world. I still have a little bit of a margin. No, I can play the rival goods. I can play the zappies. Like I said, he's not going to play rockets on my right side of the tower. So unless I play like executioner to defend something. So I have quite a bit of margin to receive some princess damage and recover some elixir. Like in this time, I had some time. I had some margin. You know, it's okay if I lose some damage on that right side tower, because what it matters right now is my left side tower. You know. So you just keep pushing a little bit more. I can freeze finally. I managed to save the freeze, and I was able to freeze into. I managed to save the freeze when defending the golden barrel, and now I'm able to play a freeze. And now I can play a tornado. Just managed to avoid most of the damage, and I did pretty well. Here, play some rather good zappies to defend it all. Still took a bit of damage here, but just keep grinding, keep trying. Keep trying to get there, use another tornado. And overall, with 18 seconds to go, I'm quite in a good spot. I just have to keep some very good normal defensive part of the game in order for those princes not give any sort of damage on my left side of the tower. And maybe I was also a bit lucky, because he could have started to rotate rockets more towards the left on this triple elixir, instead of cycling to that many princesses. You know, he could have started to rocket cycle, and maybe that was the very option. So maybe that's a little mistake on this part. Either way, with seconds to go, GG. So yeah, right now I really keep trying and keep pushing. Maybe like it's quite a funny challenge for me to just try to get 7k with this deck, because no one else plays with this crazy monstrosity. I know it's a monstrosity, and maybe it doesn't work too well on this meta, because there's a lot of Mega Knights, there's a lot of log cycles, log weights I meant. So it went very nice, but I don't know. I just have fun enjoying the game. I have fun with playing like Graveyard and Freeze, even though it's quite a thing that is really hated alongside the Clash Royale community. But I have fun, and that's what it matters. And like I said, it's a funny challenge. I'm probably not gonna get there. It's a challenge, you know. And yeah, even if I don't get there, it's not a problem. You know, just something to keep me a little bit more entertained. And I also do these videos to practice a bit more my English and to share these obnoxious experiences that I have inside this game. So yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing day and amazing week. Keep enjoying your day and keep enjoying your life. I see you guys next time. Take care and peace.